Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone. Or, in the instance that you don't actually celebrate Christmas, well, happy holidays, I guess. But nevertheless, this is a very, very, very special video for me to be making for you guys. And I actually decided that I'd go ahead and make this video on one of, if not the most special day of the year, Christmas. So let's go ahead, just go ahead and take a seat, relax, get some popcorn, because today I'm going to be telling you guys the story of how I first found Fairy Tail. So to start this off, this actually may be surprising for quite a lot of you, but I actually only picked up Fairy Tail this year. In fact, it was only a year ago that I actually became an avid anime watcher to begin with. Despite common belief, I've actually not been around the anime community for a long time. I can actually guarantee that a good majority of you, if not most of you, have been around longer than I have myself. So with me only just recently starting to actively watch anime, this story will not only encompass my Fairy Tail story, but also it will probably just encompass my general anime story. You know, I honestly question why I'm not titling this video my anime story, but then again, formalities can go fuck themselves. Let's go ahead and get right into the story. So I guess the best place for us to start would actually be around this time last year, where one of the most scariest and by far the most traumatic event within my entire life actually took place. Now, this event would actually cause me to lose literally everything within my life, and would as well cause me and my family to start from basically square one. But on the brighter side of things, without this event taking place, I honestly could not say that I would have found Fairy Tail. You're probably wondering what exactly took place. Well, on the evening of December 14th of 2015, me and my family actually sadly lost everything due to a house fire. However, before you guys absolutely lose your shit and freak out, by everything I mean materialistic things, things that don't necessarily matter in the grand scheme of things, the house was gone along with almost everything in it, but we actually made it out with our lives, which is more than I could have ever asked for, to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to actually spend any more time talking about this, however. I really don't see the point in dragging this whole story out and whatnot, but maybe later down the line I'll actually mention what exactly happened that night and go more into depth with the story, but that's definitely not what you guys came here for by any means whatsoever. Anyways, following this tragedy within my life, I really didn't know how to cope all too well. When it came down to it though, I somehow found myself seeking comfort from something that I had definitely never seek comfort from before, which is anime. Around, I say, like a month or two prior, I'd actually started watching an anime called Sword Art Online, which to this date is actually one of the very first anime series I've ever watched. However, when I got to season 2, I actually temporarily dropped the series, seeing as season 2, in my personal opinion, really just had a slow start to it, and I really don't like series with very, very slow starts. I end up just dropping them right away. However, when we were actually put into our temporary housing after the fire, out of pure boredom, I actually decided that I'd go ahead and start with the beginning of season 2 once again, and try and find some entertainment out of it. And to be completely honest, I absolutely loved SAO, and to be completely honest as well, I just loved anime in general after that so much that over the next couple of months I actually went on to just watch a ton of anime. I can recall watching series such as like Akame ga Kill, Owari no Seraph, and one of my favorites to this day, Mirai Nikki or Future Diary. But to say the very least, I loved every single second of these series. I can actually remember around this time as well, I was finishing like 12 episode series within a singular day. I mean, like, as an 8th grader at the time, I really had nothing better to do. School was boring as all hell. I can't even express how much I hated it. I was really learning nothing within school, so I'd literally come home every day and just knock out as many episodes of a series as I could. However, it was not until late February where I actually stumbled across my favorite anime to this date, Fairy Tail. That's kind of an obvious one. Now, actually, around the time I actually picked up SAO for the first time around, my friend Nick actually gave me a long list of recommendations for series to watch after SAO. His top recommendation actually being Fairy Tail at the time, and I can't recall if I ever watched any of it at the time. I probably ended up dropping it because, well, looking at it from an outsider's point of view, it's a little bit weird at first with the blue talking cat, you know, guy breathes fire and whatnot. But however, I actually remembered him talking about Fairy Tail, so one day I actually decided to give it a go. I mean, like, what was there to lose? To say the very least, so I was absolutely hooked to Fairy Tail from the very first episode to the last. It very, very quickly became my favorite anime series, and to this date, it still definitely well-deserved holds that #1 spot. It only actually took me 2 months because I loved it so much to finish all 277 episodes of the series, and right after that I went straight to the manga, and I was actually able to catch up within one singular day. Following that, I would continue to read every manga chapter that came out week after week, hanging on to literally every single word that I read. And one day, out of pure boredom, I was actually just searching through Fairy Tail videos on YouTube, looking at AMVs and whatnot, because I absolutely love those, when I actually stumbled across a YouTuber who is now one of my very, very good friends, underrated mage. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever that without Mage, there's no way I would be doing what I'm doing right now, but when I found his channel, I was absolutely hooked. I love the idea of sharing theories on YouTube for Fairy Tail, and seeing as I had a few myself, it was always really fun to comment on his videos and talk to other people who love the series just as much as I did. One day though, he actually made a video that I just felt as if I absolutely needed to make a response to, the exact video being called something along the lines of Natsu dies. Don't quote me on that though. Nevertheless, so in that video, he talked about Natsu's death within Fairy Tail and if it will actually happen with the whole double standard with him and Zeref and whatnot. Now, I actually had a theory at the time that I developed over a long span of time, and at that moment, I felt as if it was time to actually make a channel for Fairy Tail and just to share that theory and whatnot. And that is where the channel Senpai Fruit was born, and the video that I'm actually talking about is the very first video on my channel to this date. It's around 6 months old now. However, what I did not know is by making this channel, I would go on to gain such a large audience of people who enjoy the same things as me, and I cannot be any more grateful for the fact that I've been so lucky to meet all of you. I mean, I'm being completely honest when I say this. All I had planned was a few videos for this channel. I just mainly wanted to get my theories out there for Fairy Tail, and after doing that in my mind, there was no point in continuing, and at one moment, I actually almost did throw in the towel for this channel and completely give up. However, over time, my videos actually started to receive some absolutely fantastic feedback, and with that, I actually decided that I'd go ahead and continue on with the channel. I mean, like, it could never hurt, so I'm really glad that in the grand scheme of things, I made the choice to continue on my way with this channel. I can very easily say that this channel right here is one of my biggest accomplishments within my life to this day, and I owe so much of it to you guys. Thank you all so much for the absolutely fantastic support that you guys have shown through this channel and whatnot, whether you've been around for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or even longer. Just thank you. From the bottom of my heart, you guys mean the world to me. Anyways, that's going to do it for my personal Fairy Tail story. I'm actually passing the torch on to you guys. What is your Fairy Tail story? Go and write it in the comment section below if you want to, or maybe even make a video like I did today. Nevertheless, so that's going to do it for me today. As I said before, do not forget to leave a like on this video to show your support. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.